Good morning, second graders. Today is Friday, and so you're going to have some choices to do today. And I want you to make at least 2 choices. And you might want to set your timer because you should spend between 30 and 45 minutes on math. And so I want you to be sure that you're spending that time. Just because it's choice time, I don't want you to rush through and be like, well, done. I did all the choices. Set a timer for 30 or 45 minutes and use that time to complete. Maybe you really like one of the choices and you do that for the most of the time. Maybe you want to try a little bit of everything. It's up to you, but you need to be doing math that whole time. All right. So before we go on, I just want to do number corner real quick. Remember, our number corner our calendar has been using graphs. And so the first graph we had was dogs and cats, and it was a picture graph. And then starting on Wednesday, we had a bar graph. And our bar graph looks like this. And along with our bar graphs have come some fact families. So with our bar graph that we're working on right now, the numbers in our fact family are 13, 11, and 24. And we've talked about how in a fact family, you can use those 3 numbers to make 4 different number sentences. You can make 2 addition number sentences and 2 subtraction number sentences. So yesterday we had our first addition number sentence, which was 13 plus 11 equals, and we could plug in that third number in our family that we hadn't used yet, which is 24. So today's card it's a subtraction number sentence. And remember, when you're doing a subtraction number sentence, your whole or your biggest number needs to go first. So 24 needs to go first. And the sentence says 24 minus 13 equals, I don't know. So I know that in a fact family, I can only use those 3 numbers. So I can think back of what number haven't I used? 24 minus 13. 11. So 24 minus 13 must equal 11. All right. I'm going to walk you through your choices now on your choice board. And we will go from there. So I might plug something in here. I might not. But for right now, it is blank. All right. So the first choice is Pattern Pieces. And Pattern Pieces is an app. You can also access it by clicking on this picture. But if you don't want to go through the app, you can go to the app portal and download the Pattern Pieces app, and it will be a button on your home screen. I use the web browser, but it might be a good idea to add it to your home screen if you haven't yet. Okay, I like this app because it has shapes. And you can kind of play around with it to think about how shapes go together. So I noticed that I have an equilateral triangle. I have a right triangle. I have a square. I have a rhombus. I have a trapezoid. I have a parallelogram. And hexagon. So you could just play with the shapes like that. But the feature that I really like about this app is, let me clear my page, is this right here. The little picture where it looks like there is a man in a boat or a woman in a boat. If you click on that, there's all sorts of fun designs. So here's a turtle, or the one on the picture, I'm going to do the dancing person. And you can use these different outlines to fill in with shapes. So I'm going to put a rhombus and a square and a triangle. Now notice it doesn't fit like it is, but you should see an arrow, and that way you can flip it around and get it to be the direction that you need it to be. So that's one thing that you could do. Another fun thing about it is that if you click on this, down here at the bottom it says make your own. So if I click on that, it says tap here when you're ready. So I'm going to tap. So the first thing that you need to do is make the picture. So maybe you really like some sort of design, or maybe you have a favorite animal, so you try to make it out of pattern pieces. I'm going to just make a simple flower right now. I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm not even going to really finish it because I don't want to spend too much time doing this. But I could spend a lot of time making a really, really pretty flower. When I'm done with what I want my design to be, if I want that to be an outline like this guy over here, I'm going to press this again. And it turns it black. And I'm going to say plus add it to my outlines. Okay, so now it's over here. All right, so just like before, up here, it had all of these outlines that were already done for you. It says outlines, but anyone that you make yourself and you save it, it will be over here. Okay, so that's a fun thing to do. All right, that's choice 1. Choice 2 is a geoboard. So again, we've been talking a lot about shapes this week. And you can just practice making different polygons and quadrilaterals with these pretend rubber bands on the geoboard. So I know that you had geoboards in kindergarten and first grade. So you can practice just making shapes on the geoboard. So I now have a pentagon and a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still a pentagon. So play around with it. Maybe I add another rubber band here and I divide the square in half so I have 2 triangles. Just an app for you to explore. You can also make your geoboard bigger or in a circle, depending. So there's all sorts of things that you can do. You can number it, so maybe you do something with a clock. It's up to you. It's your time to explore. All right. Then there's 2 boom decks. There's a shape boom deck because we've been talking about shapes this week. It's going to ask you questions about like how many sides, vertices. And then there's also a fact family boom deck because we've been working on fact families this week. So it will give you, I'll click on this one. They all look like houses. So these are the 3 numbers in the fact family. The whole is up top, and then the 2 parts, part, whole. And you will complete the fact family. So what plus 7 equals 10? So this one would be 3 plus 7 equals 10. I'll do this one with you. Then the other addition number sentence. So I can't do 3 again because I already did it up here. So now it's 7 plus 3 equals 10. Then 10, I have to look down here. Both of these are going to be 10 because for the subtraction one, you have to start with your whole or the biggest number. So if 7's down here, the other fact family would be 3. 10 minus 3 equals 7. And then 10 minus 7 equals 3. And then you can submit and go to the next one. So that's another choice. Then there's just 2 songs that you could listen to. One is about quadrilaterals and one is about polygons. And like I said, I might add another choice here. I just haven't yet. But whatever I add here won't need me to explain it. All right? So I hope you have fun. Remember, set your timer for 30 or 45 minutes. Maybe at this point, since you've just watched this video, set it for 30 minutes and make 1, 2, maybe all of the choices during that time. I would, if I were you, this is my dream. My hope is that you would start by listening to one of these songs, and then you would choose one of these to do for 10 or 15 minutes, whether it's pattern pieces or geoboard, and then you choose one of the boom decks to do. That would be the perfect math time. All right, so I'm interested to see what you do. Maybe do all of them, maybe you do 3, but have fun. And I will see you again for math on Monday.